Good morning to all my coffee drinkers and tumbler users of all kinds. It is RF Mike. It has been a long time since I have done a coffee related video, and it has been over a year that I have had this wonderful Hamilton Beach grinder, blade grinder, and it has done its job. It has done okay. And I say okay because, as I knock stuff over off the pour over, it's done okay because it does not always grind or chop your beans perfectly with this blade. And I will insert a photo to show you guys right here. For the price of less than $30 now, you can find these at Walmart. It served its purpose and did good, but chopping your beans is not the best method. If you guys zoom in on that photo that I had posted on there, you will see that there are some beans that had not been touched, where they maybe got sliced in half, and that was it. And I'm going to take this one probably to work and use it for coffee at work, since I do have one of the old French presses there. We do have a new way of chopping up and grinding our beans, and I'll show you that here in a second. The reason I wanted to get something different is, especially when you're doing such methods as a pour over or French press, you need your beans and your amount of coffee to be done properly. You want it to come out exactly, especially if you're going to put it into, say, a espresso maker. You don't want whole chunks of beans to be stuck in your tools when you're making espresso. So, and I want everything to be proper for when I'm doing pour over or French press. Hopefully we'll get into an AeroPress one day as well. So anyway, let's check out what I have for us today. Alright, so in front of us, as you have seen, we have the Bodum Bistro electric coffee grinder. As it says, household use only. This one is not made for actual coffee houses. On the top here, it tells you electric grinder, different languages. This is the black model. So even though on this package it shows all the different colors, the one I have is the black. And on the left spine, would say here is our instructions on everything. A lid to preserve your coffee beans, the bean funnel. Obviously, we have our Conrail standard or stainless steel Burr grinder, along with what else here? Our time control and quantity switch, our adjustable 12 settings, 12 adjustable grinding settings, going all the way from a very fine powdery espresso all the way to the coarse for French press. So, and an anti-static glass container for your grounds. So your on and off switch, and the cord for storage for excess cord length. So that's nice. So you do have some cord management in this as well. So it's very cool. Let's go on ahead and unpackage this. So while I do this unboxing, you will hear dogs in the background playing around. So this Bodum grinder is one that I've had my eye on ever since I got started in doing the French press and pour over. And I just waited and waited to see if I could find this at a cheaper price. But this grinder generally goes for what was $100 brand new. And I decided to finally pull the trigger on it and pick the sucker up for around $83. And then after some taxes and fees, it was a little more. So Bodum power tools. So I'm guessing this would be for other presses and other things out there. And obviously here is our nice thick manual in all these languages. So that's that. Go ahead and take out, as we can see, comes all in pieces. Now the difference with a Burr grinder like this, it's kind of like the grinder you would use for your salt and pepper shakers. If you have one that is a twist grind, that's a Burr grind, or even the electric grinders, they're battery powered. They use a burring coil in these, and that's what does all your grinding. So it's actually pulverizing your beans instead of chopping them up. And as you can see there, that is a big old Burr cylinder, all stainless steel pieces, so that is good. That way it's going to last. It's not a ceramic that's going to break. If you've seen the handheld crank grinders for when you're doing coffee out, if you're camping and whatnot, those handheld grinders, you will grind forever and ever and ever. One day somebody will come out with a good handheld that will probably run off battery power, which would be awesome. But this one, as you can see, is a nice matte black. Let me switch our camera angle so we're not so high up now. Alright, so we're back to a good height here. So now you can see here, better view. It is our Bodum. This is our glass piece, our power switch off and on, a nice grip handle, gripping, nice texture on the side that I like a lot. That's good. And then back side here, like I said, there's cord management to this. So yeah, we can wrap our excess cording around the bottom. That is cool. I like that. That way, if you don't need it sitting far out, you've got it closer to a plug, you can wrap it all up. And then, like I said, our giant stainless steel burr here. And for all our settings, from French press all the way up, or French press up top, all the way down to espresso for an espresso machine here on the bottom. Now, one reason why I did want to go with this is just one, for all the different settings that are out there for this, because there's all different types of coffee makers and coffee machines that you can use. I like that they even have like a pour over method right here in the middle. That's pretty cool. Looks to be a pour over method. And this version of a grinder, I hate to say grinder, but a Burr machine, this has the most settings out of any one, I think, on the market. Like I've looked around at a couple different local stores, and now this one has the 12 different adjustments, and I believe the one I've seen at Walmart that's by Krups is a 9, has 9 different adjustments. But I don't think theirs comes with a timer on it too for how many seconds, how long you want it to grind for. So, and then obviously a much better reservoir for holding all your beans. So for me, I'm actually going to drop the rest of my Murdered Out by Black Rifle into this, and we will just let that be and sit, and it will hold it and keep it well sealed with this lid. This is kind of it is a rubbery lid. There is a grommet, a nice thin grommet in there that will help keep all the air out of this once this is all in place, and that way we're not going to be losing the odor of our beans. They're going to stay good. The downside to that, well, actually not really. Where I have my coffee station set up here, all this is protected in shade. I don't have the sun hitting this, so it's not the coolest area, but it should be okay for the beans. Let's go on ahead and get the sucker set up and fired up. Alright, so one other thing I wanted to mention really quick before I get started on using this. This manual, Bodum's grinding manual, this sucker is a thick manual, but it is because of all these different languages, and only your basic diagram of the machine with all your how-tos is right there on the first page, and then you have 4 pages worth of English, and everything else is all these different languages. So it's quite thick. Don't let it intimidate you, just so you know. Thank you all for joining me in this first look, unboxing, and first use of the Bodum Bistro Coffee Grinder. I want you all to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. I hope to have you all join me again in the next coffee-related video.